Okay.
You'll
Should
be
I
explaining. You'll be
should I
explaining
just,
as well.
are you going to be explaining on me?
You can explain as well. If
No, we have to collaborate together.
no, that's what I was going to say. That of
Okay.
course, if there is need, then of course, not everybody in class actually. Everyone is working on this. Everyone. So,
Okay.
but
So
yes,
I'm just sharing the screen. I'm
you
not
are
going
you
to
are
do
sharing and
talking.
teaching.
Okay, I'll try my best. Since we have cleaned all the data set, I think we should just transform the data.
No, the reason we are transforming is because it's not clean. I'm
So
just
should I just load it?
no. We transform because it's not clean. Is that what you said before?
Yes, we want to do the cleaning
Okay, yes, that's right then.
transformation in the kitchen of BI. Power
Yeah,
BI.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we come to Power Query. Perfect.
Okay. So
And now that we are here, people, we need to unmute and be part of this, like I said. Okay, so now we have the data set in. We saw how we went into get data. We opened Power BI. We went into get data. And because we know the type of data set it is, it's a CSV. We went on to check CSV file, and now that it is in, okay, let's have a look at the stage where we are at now. What kind of what should we do at this stage with the way the data is displayed? I see column 1, column 2, column 3 as the ones,
I think we need to give them headers.
Okay, so we need to make
rename
the first okay, somebody
The
says
first row.
we need to make the first row. Can you see? Row 1 is our column headers. Row 1, name, gender, department, salary. That's where row 1 is. Okay. And that's why Mr. Amusa is saying that we need to make the row 1 as the headers so that they jump to where we have column 1, column 2. Yeah. Do we have any other suggestion? Any other thing anybody is thinking about at this point that's different? If not, then let's go on and use first row as header mark.
Okay. So use first row. This is it. Use first row as header.
Yes. Okay. Can we see now? So the first row has become the header, and we can see that it's recorded on the right-hand side where we have applied step. Okay. Under applied steps, just below properties, if you bring your cursor to the right, extreme right, keep coming to the right, applied steps down. Applied step is not on the ribbon, it's on your left, on your right here. Look to the right, you have query settings. No, towards the right more, you are going to the left. Keep coming to the right. Keep coming still. Yeah, keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
It's finished.
It's not, then below. No. Where you were, then go down.
This one.
No. Query setting is by your right there. You see where you are now, just go down. Query settings, can you see?
Oh, okay. Hold on.
That's where I was pointing people's attention to. So you have the query setting property, under property, if you want to change the name of the data set, you can change it there. We don't need to do that now. And then under all of that, you have applied steps. So if you click on source, the first applied step there, if you just click on that, it shows us the source of the data set. If you go below that, that was the next step that was put in by Power BI itself. It says that I changed the data types, okay? And then the one we did was we promoted the header. And after we promoted the headers, it still changed the different types for us, okay? So I just thought that it was necessary to mention that. Okay. So we can click on the last step now so that it brings us to where our work is. Okay, now that we are here, let's unmute people. What should be the next thing that we do? What transformation needs to happen here?
I think check for the the data type, if they are text or numbers.
Okay, good. Perfect. Okay, so let's look at our data type. The first column name it has ABC there, meaning text. Is that okay? Should we leave it like that?
Yes, I think it's fine.
Okay, perfect. How about gender? Should we leave it like that? It says ABC as well.
Yes, please.
Okay.
It's in text.
Thank you. How about department?
It's in text, I think.
Department is a test
Perfect.
as well.
Perfect. How about salary?
Numbers.
Okay, so now for salary, it's money. You can decide to use decimal number, you can use fixed decimal number, and you can use whole number. It depends on how you have the money, okay? But I would normally go for fixed decimal number because you can see it's got a dollar sign by the side of it, you know? And it's asking us, do you want to replace the current? Yeah, we want to do that, the current data type.
It's giving me error.
Okay, it's giving us error. How do we deal with this now? Let's have more people on mute, please. We need help with this work. We have error because of what happened now. What should
I think
we
because it's got the null values.
Oh yeah, the empty spaces.
Okay. Okay, so because we have
This
the empty
one.
spaces, how do we deal with that? If it's because of the empty spaces, how do we deal with that? Now, when I have this type of problem, what I do is I go to the previous step and see the difference. Don't remove, don't delete it. Okay. So I go and click on the previous step to study the data.
Again.
And then I look at what I've done and just compare the two results. Then that would inform me on what I should do next. So if we go into the previous step, which is promoted headers now, if we click on that, okay, now let's study that salary. Somebody said maybe it's because of the null values. So if we are thinking along that line, what I will do then is let's filter out the null values and see if that solves our problem. While you are while you are there, let's go into that arrow, the drop down, and no, not that. That's not what we should be seeing. Click out and then is the arrow itself that we need. Yes, that one.
So should I click it again?
Yes, please. We want,
Okay.
we want to see our values. Okay. So on top there, you see that we have blank.
Blank.
Blank is really actually on top.
Very top.
This one, then we unclick it.
Yes, let's check it out. Uncheck it rather. Okay, and then we say okay. Okay, now let's go to the next stage and see if that solves the problem of error for us. Okay.
Still error.
Still error. So that doesn't solve it. Still, let's go back to the previous and study it more and see what it is that we are not really seeing. So let's study that column and see why it should change to number for us, but it's not changing to number. There's something that is there that we are not looking at. And you know that one of our attributes as qualities as data analysts is
decimal number. It has to be decimal number instead of showing ABC.
exactly. And we change it to a number. And
it's fixed.
yes,
already. You should be on that filter rows, isn't it? That step, because you're currently at the promoter header steps. Does that matter?
no, you know, we went backwards to.
No, I know she went backward, but she's now at the filtered. I'm just saying she's now at the promoted header steps. Should we not be at the filtered row step?
No, because the problem is actually from the promoted header.
Okay, all right, that's
Yeah.
fine. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So essentially, let's click on that salary itself so that we don't see all this, because we need to actually really look at this column. Attention to details.
Yeah.
There's a tiny detail. You see, it's tiny. That's why we are missing it.
Is it this comma thing?
Is it the comma? Okay, if we think it's the comma, how do we remove the comma? How do we normally remove or replace? How do we normally remove something, a value that we don't want?
We separate by delimiter.
Well, if we separate, we are not removing the comma. We don't want to separate the numbers. So, because if we separate, 88 will be for the first row, 88 will be on another column, 050 will be on another column. That's not what we want to achieve. We want the number to be together. Okay, but I'm glad you saw the comma because that's a tiny detail. So let's look for something else that's also still a tiny detail that's common to all of those numbers. Can we see it?
Is it the decimal place?
It's not the decimal place. I think I would.
What about the decimal number? Since it's not a test.
The dollar sign.
Thank you. Is it the dollar sign? That's a good question. Is it the dollar sign? Okay. Let's click on that salary again so that we don't see all these text types. Okay. Could it be the dollar sign? Okay. Look at it. Because it's got dollar sign all by the side of it. It can't change those numbers to number because they've got a special character that is text.
That is text, yeah.
So it's seeing text and number together, and it would rather this column is seen as text rather than number because of those dollar signs. So now that we know that, could it be the dollar signs? How do we deal with this problem of dollar signs? What should we do?
We replace value.
Thank you. Okay. Yeah, let's replace value. Yes, we can insert it. Okay. So what value should we tell it to find?
The dollar sign.
Okay, so let's put the dollar sign. Dollar sign is on top of 4, yes. And what are we replacing it with?
Nothing for now.
Thank you, ma. Nothing. Okay, so we put nothing there. No space, nothing. Just leave it alone, and then we click OK. Okay, now if we go to our change type, the last step, let's see if the error. Let's see if the error was correct.
The last step has been done. Okay.
Was it?
Yeah.
Is it sorted for us?
Yes.
Perfect. You see, this is how we are going to be dealing with problems within data. It would require that you take some steps back and come back forward and take some steps back until you really find what the problem is. You'll find yourself doing that most of the time, you see. I'm glad we have already filtered out nulls for the salary, because within our case scenario, it was pointed out to us anyway that if the salary is null, it means they have left. So we can as well take them out. That's why the filtered rows remain. That's why I'm not saying we should remove the filtered rows, because it still works very well for us. Okay, so that's one problem solved. And that's the data type we now have for salary is fine. Okay. Meanwhile, we haven't finished. The data type for location, is it okay by us?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And how about rating? The data type we have, is it right?
Yes, still a test.
It is okay. So data type problem has been dealt with so far. Okay. What other problem is there that we need to solve within this?
So the null, do you do with the null? The empty spaces? And...
Again, we were pointed in the direction of departments, that where the department is null, we can filter that out.
Filter it out, yeah.
Okay, so if we go into department and remove the null, you know, so that would take care of that for us. The drop, no, not that, the drop down, no. We are filtering it out. We are taking null out.
Okay.
Yes, that's what we were told to do in that case scenario. So that solves another problem. Now, for gender, we were told that some of the employees did not
disclose there. Yeah.
So we can assign a generic
gender to them.
For them. So let's agree as a class. What should we call those blanks? What generic value should we assign to them?
We agreed last time with Prof that we use others.
Others.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. We can use others, but if we say others, you know, those others, they fall they fall under either male or female anyway. Others would be they are not male, they are not female. That's my own interpretation.
Just give them female.
So if we can't just give them female.
They can only be female.
Okay. How about we?
I think not applicable.
We can't be not applicable.
You have to consider them.
No.
How about okay?
Gay.
No,
you don't use that one.
No.
Calm down. It's just joking.
LGBTQ and others.
Yeah.
Exactly. No,
you can put them after that.
No.
Yeah, oh God.
If your boss is the other way around, what will happen?
How about
we must not upset anyone.
We can't afford to. So how about we say undisclosed or something like that?
Okay.
I've not seen anything like that in sex before, undisclosed. No.
Or prefer not to say. You know, I just feel prefer not to say is what we normally.
It's too long.
It's too long.
Yeah, that one we used to say. Yeah, it's long.
So prefer not to say.
I'm trying to remember what they use.
That's undisclosed. That's why I thought of undisclosed. You know, but again, because we've been given that power to choose whatever you choose, really. I just don't want us to choose something that will be looking for where to put the meaning. Let it be when they see it, they can easily see that, okay, these ones did not disclose the agenda. That's fine. Okay. So for now, let's prefer not to say or undisclosed, whichever one is better. Yes, because it's blank, nothing is there. So we didn't put anything on value to find, like anywhere there's nothing, just put undisclosed. And let's see how that turns out for us. Okay. Okay, so far so well. Is there any other data quality issue that we need to deal with within this data set? I mean, it's good practice just in case of any trailing spaces to clean and trim your text text columns that have text there, you know. Although it can be easily seen. For example, if we choose one, maybe gender, if you go into gender, and the arrow, let's look at the, yes. And if we click on there, if you look through your data here, you can see that we have female, we have male, we have undisclosed. You can see that it's just the three. But sometimes you could have female and another female that's showing. Okay. So if you're having two females, that tells you that one of them is having some extra space somewhere, and you need to clean that data. So before I do the trimming and cleaning, I come here to check if I've got a value that's appearing twice, you know, and it shouldn't be. And this is easy to see because it's just the three of them. But how about if we cancel that, thank you. But how about, I acknowledge your handle, Dami, just a second. But how about if we go into name, where the list would belong, you know? So if we go into name, the arrow, and see the long list of names there, you see, it would not be easy to easily pick because you've got a long list. So rather than disturb myself, I'll just trim this and also clean it as well, just in case I've got that sort of problem, you know. So if we click on name as a column on top of it, is it right click now? Yeah, we can right click and look for trim under transform now. So let's look for transform. Yeah, keep going down. No.
Go down.
Up now under change type. Up a bit.
Transform up.
Yeah, yes, there. So you've got options open for you. Yes, so click on trim. Come to the right of it, you can see it's open.
Okay.
Yeah, trim, and then click it again. Click right click name again, rather. Go to transform and then clean. Clean is just below, you know, just in case of any special character or spaces that are within, that are between the letters, you know, clean would sort that out for us. So it's good to do that for each of the columns and check through so that you don't have to always keep going to and fro. You would have done a bit of due diligence work, okay? So I think we've dealt with most of the data quality issue that's been pointed out for us within these data sets, you know, so that's done. Let me stop. Okay, Dami, let's have your question.
Yes, sorry. The key action there, I think I missed it when you added the third gender type that we added.
Okay.
I missed that part.
Okay. We just, what we did was, if we go into applied step, where we replace okay, so go into filtered rows first. Let's see the step before. So you see that it's blank. We have some blanks. And we said we need to replace those blanks with, because those blanks are the people that did not disclose their gender. Okay, so we say let's put undisclosed there because the case scenario told us we can actually use a generic term for them. Okay, so in the next step now, so if we click on that clog wheel where you have replaced value 1, yeah, there. Let's click on use the wheel just beside at the right hand side of it. Let's click inside there to see the step itself. Okay, so we just right clicked on gender and looked for replace values. And when it opened this dialog box, it says what value are we looking for? Because it's blank, we put nothing there, no space, nothing at all. Then replace with, we just type undisclosed there, that if the column, if the cell has got nothing, just replace it with undisclosed, and we click OK. And if you come to the next step now, we can cancel this step. So if we come to the next step, then we will see that it has done, yeah, actually that same step. We can see that it changed all of that. So Stashade, please right click on gender so that Dami can see where replace value is. Right click, and then you see where it says replace value. Then it brings you that dialog box. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Thank you.
You are welcome. Do we have any other question?